My name is Eric Reynolds. I'm a fifth year senior and I'm studying music with a film minor. I would say that the environment is predominantly not African American, which I am. In school, growing up in high school, I was the only Black student, and I did feel like a representative because when issues were challenged or kind of spoken about frivolously, I felt that one, if I didn't say anything, then everybody around me that was not African American would think it was okay or that I was okay with it. And then vice versa, if I don't say anything, the eyes are still on me in the most literal sense in the classroom.
My name is Monica Henderson, and at Pitt, I study sociology and psychology and am planning on completing my master's through an accelerated program in public health. Growing up has definitely influenced how I see myself today. I was, usually the only person of color, and Black person in my classrooms. I never felt like I could fit in. I was always trying to code switch for white, as a lot of Black women have experienced. I straightened my hair. There was something negative about having braids in your hair, and that's almost a trauma that has occurred since I was young. That I tried to erase who I am for so long.
W.E.B. Du Bois's talk about the Black double consciousness. What he's saying is that Black people enter the world with two different personas, two different perspectives. And really, what that looks like is you're constantly looking at yourself while others are looking at you. You have to filter your life through the gaze, the perspective of other people. I have to decide how I react to somebody saying an insulting comment for their benefit to make sure that they don't perceive me in any more of a negative way. And that's an added pressure, by itself.
Representing your race is something that I think people of color, and especially Black people, think about all the time. And anything that is a threat to that positive image is seen as a threat to their progress as well, unfortunately.
Yeah, my name is Chris Cannon. Uh, I am a PhD student at the University of Pittsburgh in the Hispanic Languages and Literatures department. I think as black folk, we always have like so much self doubt in the experiences we're having. You know, why am I always angry? Uh, I'm angry too much. Am I too loud? Am I too outspoken? You know, I think as black folk, we gaslight ourselves constantly, especially when we're in like white spaces. We're always in this battle of many selves.
Growing up African American, I was always given the talk, be careful, like having your hoodie on, as we saw with Trayvon Martin, or be careful, just in how you speak to the police. You actually have to be more calm than the policemen themselves. So it was like I was given that education almost as a warning, like you can't live your life without your guard up to defend your safety. It's almost dangerous to live.
I do remember one time walking during study hall to my locker. I was by myself, and a security guard asked me where I was going, and I said, I have a signed pass. I'm going to the library. And he was like, let me see that. And I was like, I'm just going to the library. I'm not doing anything. But to him, it was a Black person skipping class. It was a Black person going into the bathroom to smoke. It was a Black person trying to do something bad.
I remember a black professor talking to me at like when I was transferring and being like, "Hey, you should buy some type of clothing or memorabilia that has case on it because you don't want people to put you down here and be like, oh, what are you doing on campus? Why are you here?"
People speak about racism, people teach about racism, about Black history, as if the people you're talking about, the descendants, are not in the room. I think gaslighting also looks like you teach about it only from the context of slavery. So then people perceive like Black people only from that context. They don't think there's anything beyond that. We stand with the Black students that are going through this issue that affects predominantly African Americans that others might experience, the ripple effect of. Because if anything, when I see a message that doesn't say that, that says, we stand with all students, if I was feeling support, I now feel less. There was a stand-up that said something about like, if your wife asks you, do you love me? You don't say, I love all women, you know, because I don't think that would go over very well. So in this same stance, you have Black students are saying, do you love me? I feel like you don't because this has not been addressed. It's taken way too long. Do you love me? Yes, we love all our students. That's awesome. That wasn't my question.
I think it's always powerful to have intersectional groups that stand in solidarity, even if it's just 8 or 10 people. You know, it makes all the difference being together like that.
Part of what makes diversity is that we all are going through our own issues, but they're different. And especially from the African American sense, this one is immediate. Not that the others are not, but not only is it immediate, it is American. This is really a time to listen. It's not a time to offer advice. It's not a time to try to relate without first trying to understand. It's not a time to try to help without first asking to help. So it's really time to look at yourself and maybe ask a Black friend you're comfortable with, this is how I'm thinking. And is this the right way to be thinking about this? I've seen some of this stuff that's kind of scary. I don't understand. What should I do? How do you deal with this? And they might share with you. In that, you'll be able to educate yourself and be informed as opposed to reactive.